Hello, welcome to day 47 of the vlog of a pretty chill white guy. I'm not a socialist anymore, guys. Yesterday got political. Very political. In fact, that's the only thing I talked about was politics. Socialism versus whatever. We're not doing that today. We're done with that, okay? Well, we're not really done with that. I'm sure it'll come up again. But not today. Today we're talking about something totally different, totally unrelated. Because that's how these vlogs work. Talk about whatever I want. Alright, so today, if I peel back the curtain a touch, not that you asked, I'm going to give you a little more insight into how the old noggin works, how my mind works, stuff I sort of fixate on, kind of, you know, for no good reason. I know some of you guys are thinking, wait, it works? Your brain works? But that is very mean of you to think that, so stop it. Stop it, Mom. Okay, so, what are we talking about? Sorry about the hands off the steering wheel again. My knee was holding the steering wheel. Something I've been thinking about the last few days, and it's just goofy, it's just kind of silly, but there's a subtlety to it that I think it's always interesting to me. I like the English language. I'm sure I would like other languages. That's not like me, you know, dogging Spanish or Portuguese or whatever. I picked Spanish and Portuguese. Those languages are so closely related. Spanish and German. Okay, that's better. I love the English language. I love communication, how we communicate. I love the different sort of subtle things that we do, probably not even realizing it, that are very goofy and don't make sense. But because they happen all the time, we don't even pick up on them. And there's something that we do, and I think I'm sure it's across most languages, ways people communicate. It's something we will slide into conversations without really thinking about it. But there's a slight difference, in my opinion, between how Americans do it, and how we sort of communicate, and how British people will do it, or how I have heard it used. Okay, so, having a conversation with somebody, two Americans, and you ask a question, or, you know, you just bring up a topic, and we'll throw in there's a couple options here. We'll say something like, well, honestly, I don't think that's true, right? Or, to tell you the truth, you know, and then you go on and explain what you were thinking, okay? Now, all right, so that's fine. That seems fairly innocuous. The Brits, they what I hear them use all the time, which I think is great. And really interesting, is it will say, if I'm honest, that's a terrible accent. That's terrible. But they'll say, if I'm honest, I don't really like that, right? Sorry, I love trying to do a British accent, but I fail at it like every time, as you've seen. They will use that term. They'll say, if I'm honest, and then use it in the same place that we use honestly, or to tell you the truth. But there's a bit of a subtle difference there. Because, you know, you ask me a question, and I say, honestly, I don't really like it, right? Or, you know, to tell you the truth, that's not my favorite. Or, you know, I prefer the Chevy Corvette. Like, you know, you just go, okay, so you're really sort of communicating that this is like, you know, this is you being honest, whatever. But when the Brits say, if I'm honest, it always makes me kind of laugh, because I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, you've just totally changed the dynamic of the conversation and brought up a lot of questions. Because by just saying, if I'm honest, it makes me wonder, what were you just doing? Like, right before that statement, was all of that a lie? Additionally, by just saying, if I'm honest, that could be a question. Like, if I'm honest, like, if I as a person am honest, but that doesn't answer, like, well, are you being honest? Or are you just throwing this out there to throw a wrench in the whole conversation and make me question everything about you. And obviously that's not what it's meant by, but when I hear it said, it's kind of, that's the visceral reaction. I'm like, if I'm honest, I'm like, well, okay, are you honest? Secondly, if you're just now being honest, like, what was just happening a minute ago? And it always strikes me like that. Which, look, I know that's ridiculous and it's silly, right? Don't worry, I don't put that up on the same level as the endless debate about communism versus capitalism versus socialism versus whatever else. I know there are more important things in the world, obviously, but I love the way people communicate. I think it's really interesting. I enjoy it. That is what I do. That is who I am. I communicate with people, or I try to. Sometimes very poorly, but I do try to. And I appreciate the way that other people communicate, the way that other people from different cultures communicate. And I just think there's certain things we don't even realize, we don't even pick up on because we hear it all the time. And so that's just one of those for me. And so here's the question for you. If you've made it all the way to the 6 minute and 22 second mark on this video, are there any little sort of subtle things like that you pick up on a regular basis that you think are particularly funny or interesting? If there are, please share them. I am truly interested in this type of thing. It really, it obviously entertains me probably far more than it should, but there's something about it that's interesting. There's something about it that's really entertaining. So please share those if you have them. And I apologize if you were watching this video expecting some more, deeply political sentimentality. That's not what's happening today. That's not always what I want to talk about. I can always talk about politics, but then I've also realized that oftentimes that is just a good way to make people angry and not actually do anything that is productive. I will still share politics with you, don't worry. We'll get back to that at some point. But for today, if I'm honest, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.